Yeah, I thought we played pretty poorly. We didn't have the intensity required. And then we tried to lift the intensity up, and we did that, but we certainly didn't have the intensity needed for 40 minutes.
Was the intensity the only thing, or were there other areas where you
Oh, concentration, missing foul shots, open shots that, we don't get it. We're not getting second chance points. So, I was disappointed. That's not the team that certainly played last week. That team tonight was pretty poor. I liked the way how we had toughness there to come back when we're not playing well, to get back in front, and that takes some character to do that, especially when things aren't going your way. And then they made some big shots, but we certainly didn't play at the intensity that we required to win.
When you got in front, did you think you were going to run over the top and win?
Never think that. You never coached, have you? No. You don't never think that. It's one possession game, two possession games. Anything can happen. That's why basketball's a beautiful game. It's it can go swing pretty damn close. And we had an opportunity with 3 up. We had an open jumper, we missed it. And then we. It comes down to those last couple of minutes, probably gets highlighted, but I don't think we started the game right with our focus. So we'll have to regroup on that.
Can you run us through that final play? What was the plan from your end?
Yeah, well, it's that we switched Damo onto Golding, so we had a good look and we pushed them out of what they wanted to do. Where they got the ball 2 seconds and jacked it from an NBA 3, so it didn't look like missing.
I suppose a positive out of tonight was Tom's performance.
Tommy, was good around the rim. He certainly gave us a target inside. And he probably should have finished up with a little bit more in there, but that's good to have. He's battling the big import in that position. I thought he held his own for most of the game.
Tom, what's the feeling like amongst the players after a close defeat like that?
Obviously, we're a bit down. We didn't come out the way we should have, and we expect more out of ourselves. So it's a bit of disappointment from everyone.
Was there any reason for being a bit flat?
No reason. I mean, we know what we need to do, and we didn't go out and execute at the start, and that's what really hurt us. We came out sloppy, and they capitalised. It wasn't the obviously they made big shots at the end of the game, but if you don't come out hard and play to win at the start, you're always going to uphill battle.
Were you happy with your own performance tonight?
There was, like Trevor said, there was a lot of easy misses as well that I've got to pick up on, but it's a stepping stone, something to learn off for myself. So I've got to make sure it transfers in other games, not just this one.
How have you found it, sort of stepping up when Matty's been out, not just tonight, but throughout the season?
Trevor put tasks forward for me for the start of the year to rebound and run and play good defence, and I'm just trying to do those things, and if I do that and help out the team that way, then I think I'm doing my job well.
Pretty confident at this, or comfortable at this level after stepping up from SBL?
Yeah, very comfortable. I mean, it's easy to be comfortable when you've got guys like Damien Martin and Sean Reddish around you, and obviously James Ennis and Bill. I mean, our lineups, you're as comfortable as you can be. So you go out there and just try and give 100%.
Down the stretch, as far as your offense goes, were you happy with the looks you guys were getting in that last 2-3 minutes?
Yeah, well, we came back from, I think, 3 down to get 4 up, I think, maybe. Yeah, so it was, we got a tap out, got the 3. Damo had some good moves, baseline drive, 2 layups. So you get 2 layups, hit a 3, then we had an open shot at the elbow, so they're pretty good shots.
That's hard to assess sort of straight away without having some time and everything, but as far as defensively and the clutch goes, you look like you did force them into some tough shots, but they came up big. Is that how you see it, or are you disappointed with the way that you guys defended a few of those last one?
I was disappointed in the consistency that we were playing. That was more disappointing. Look, if you can force the opposition into tough shots and they make it, that's a hell of an offensive play, and that's exactly what they were doing. They were making some great plays, and it's the other stuff that when our level of playing wasn't as high as needed. We take shortcuts until we get 5 down, and then we decide to get after it a little bit more. So that was more concerning than the last couple of plays.
Is tonight one of those games that provides a bit of a wake-up call for something like that as far as urgency goes?
Yeah, well, look, we're in a hell of a battle. That's Melbourne Tigers are third. We've got a short turnaround next Thursday, and we've got Cairns Thursday night, and we certainly got to fix that. They got us last time on New Year's Eve up in Cairns, so we certainly have to come out ready.
How do you expect the team to respond to a loss like this?
Well, we have to wait and see, don't we? It's a tough one to lose at home, especially on the buzzer. Had it been a couple of seconds before, we might have had a chance to tie it up. But that's what you find out if you're a championship team. It's how you respond when things go bad. Do you stick together or do you fold? And that's exactly what we're going to get tested next week on.
Tom, do you think this is something that will sort of fire the boys up for the next game?
You want to come back and bounce back hard, especially after a loss like that on the buzzer. We feel like we've let one slip, and we've got to come out harder in the next game. Cairns are a very good team, so it's going to be a tough ask.
Tom, what's after the buzzer, team shaking hands and teams sort of came together a little bit? What happened there?
To be honest, I'm not sure. I didn't see. I was ahead of it, so yeah, I'm not too sure what happened.
Trev, did you see any of that? Or?
No, I was down the hallway when I heard the crowd's reaction and got back. So I know it was pretty physical out there, and it seemed that we didn't get the calls that sometimes that we get. So it was, but you got to respond to that. Things don't go your well, you got to respond to it.